The Pharaoh stood in his new form after stealing the power of the Super Dragon Balls. Now, no one could make any wish anymore. Goku joined Vegeta in the battle.
At last, you have arrived. The power you have pursued your entire lives has now become a part of me. You are not merely fighting an opponent stronger than yourselves. You are fighting the very end itself. And yet, I admire your determination, because it makes your downfall far more meaningful.
Goku did not respond. Instead, he looked at Vegeta and lowered his voice.
Vegeta, listen to me carefully. A moment ago, King Yamoshi separated from my body and left me one final message. He said that the power we are facing now cannot be defeated. There is only one path left. A path that combines two different powers into a single body.
I knew you would reach this point. Whenever you run out of options, you always look for another hand to support you. But I was not born to share my victories with anyone.
I'm not saying this because I want to. I'm saying it because time no longer allows us to be stubborn.
Stubbornness? Is that what you call years of battle and suffering? I reached this power with my own hands, and I paid its price alone. I will not allow anyone to share the victory I have waited for my entire life. If the Pharaoh is the pinnacle of all eras, then I will write his end with my own hands.
He suddenly vanished and crashed directly into the Pharaoh. The blow struck its target, but Vegeta gave him no chance to catch his breath. He spun through the air and delivered a devastating kick to his face until he crashed into a massive planet millions of kilometers away. Then the Pharaoh spoke while lying on the planet's surface.
Come closer, Prince of the Saiyans. I love opponents who run toward their traps while believing they are chasing victory.
Traps are made for those who fear entering them. As for me, I destroy them along with everyone inside.
As Vegeta prepared for his next move, Goku shouted,
Vegeta, don't do it. This is more dangerous than you can imagine. King Yamoshi faced this Pharaoh in his era and knows his methods better than any of us. We do not need greater power. We need the right power. Fusion is the key.
Shut up, Puckeroat! Keep your fears to yourself. As for me, I did not reach this power just to share glory with someone else.
He shot forward like a flash of lightning and pierced through the planet. The attack was overwhelming. A gigantic crater formed and the planet swallowed both of their bodies. But moments later, Vegeta emerged from the crater alone and stopped in space, staring into it with unblinking eyes. He breathed slowly and said,
His energy disappeared. A monster like this cannot fall so easily. Come out and stop wasting my time! If you think hiding will give you a chance, then you are even more foolish than I expected.
No sound was heard. Not a single particle of dust moved.
At that moment, a familiar voice came from behind him.
Vegeta, what are you waiting for? I told you, this is our chance. Fuse with me before he appears again.
This is the last time you mention that fusion to me, Kakarot. Get out of my sight!
He then turned toward the planet and extended his hands forward.
I'll finish this with a single strike, and let this planet disappear along with him forever.
But in that instant, the truth was revealed. Without any explanation, the Pharaoh took advantage of his ability and delivered a devastating blow that struck Vegeta in the face, sending his body flying millions of kilometers away. And in the very next moment, the real Goku appeared and caught Vegeta before he could continue drifting away. Shock filled his eyes as he realized what had just happened.
Vegeta, are you all right?
But Vegeta violently pushed his hand away and said while turning his face aside,
Don't say anything! I don't want to hear a single word from you!
The Pharaoh's laughter echoed throughout space.
Now you understand, Vegeta. You are undoubtedly strong, but you still defeat yourself with your own hands. As for Goku, he did not speak of fusion without reason. He realized that I possess both his radiant power and absolute magic within a single body. He knows that fusion truly threatens me. However, I will never grant you that opportunity.
The Pharaoh then rushed forward, and before either of them could react, he grabbed both of their faces. As energy began gathering in one of his hands, he smiled and said,
You will die, and with you, the last hope of the Saiyans will perish as well.
His grip tightened even further, and energy exploded from his palms. A tremendous explosion echoed through space, and blood splattered across the faces of Goku and Vegeta. Yet the Pharaoh did not release them. as he spoke mockingly.
My goal was never merely to defeat the Saiyans. It was to erase their name from history, so that no one after them would ever dare to think of competing with those who stand above them.
It's true. The Saiyans of the past made mistakes. They conquered planets and sought power and authority. But that does not give you the right to make genocide justice, nor to turn the slaughter of the innocent into law, simply because you fear that one day one of them might rise up and take your power away.
You still do not understand. Goku, power was never my goal. A throne means nothing to me. Otherwise, I would not have sealed myself away with Yamoshi after a battle that lasted thousands of years. I seek only a world free of Saiyans. That is why I never needed to rule personally. Instead, I passed my philosophy down to the gods of destruction. I taught them that mercy is weakness and that exterminating rebellious races is the only path to preserving order.
You bastard. So you are the source of this entire tragedy. You are the one who planted the idea of extermination in Beerus and caused the fall of my people.
At last, you are beginning to see the truth as it really is, Vegeta.
Goku and Vegeta shouted together.
Then, we will tear this truth apart with our own hands!
I will not allow your name to remain written over the history of the Saiyans!
Their power rose as they screamed and their auras exploded. Goku's golden light and Vegeta's magic. The entire fabric of space trembled and a massive explosion swallowed the battlefield. But the storm did not settle. Their attacks rained down upon the Pharaoh from every direction, until space itself seemed filled with countless images of the two Saiyans. Everything was gradually falling apart, except for the world to which everyone had been transported. It remained safe, yet their hearts trembled as they watched the battle unfold. Krillin shouted,
Damn it! Fusion is the only solution! Why, Vegeta? Why is he still clinging to his pride at a time like this?
Silence filled the air for a few moments. Then Gohan suddenly raised his head.
I found it! If Vegeta refuses to fuse with my father, then we cannot remain standing here doing nothing. We can create a new power ourselves.
What do you mean, Gohan?
Have you forgotten how my father achieved the ruler Super Saiyan transformation? He reached that form through a ritual, but today, the situation is different. After Yamoshi appeared, the pure Saiyan power became distributed among all of us. Each one of us carries a part of it. And if we gather it again in the right way, we may not simply obtain a new transformation. We may create a warrior unlike any that has ever existed.
Gohan, do not let fear guide your decisions. Your father asked all of you to remain here because he knew that your absence from the battlefield would allow him to fight freely. Do not rush into a step that may bring consequences none of you can reverse.
And if the battle ends before we do anything, there will be nothing left for us to regret. I do not want to stand here and watch while my father fights alone.
But how will the ritual work? There are 7 Saiyans. There must be one person who receives the energy while the others give him their power. So who will it be?
Silence fell once more. As for Gohan, he remained standing there thinking about who would become the vessel capable of carrying the power of all the Saiyans. Meanwhile, the battle continued to grow more violent. The Pharaoh delivered a devastating punch, sending Vegeta flying far into space. Exhausted, Goku shouted,
Vegeta, damn it! It's so difficult to break through his defense.
The Pharaoh raised his hand toward Goku and replied,
Goku, from the moment I returned to existence, you were the first name I decided to erase. I admit that you exceeded my expectations, and reaching this level is an honor for a warrior like you. But honor alone does not save its owner from death.
But suddenly, a black, sticky substance wrapped itself around his arm and violently pulled him backward. It was Vegeta. He was holding the end of that magical substance. The restraints wrapped around the Pharaoh from every direction.
What do you think? Isn't it a beautiful irony? You thought magic belonged only to you, but it seems your opponent learned your lessons rather quickly. Tell me, do you enjoy experiencing your own techniques while being the victim this time?
The sticky substance gradually began swallowing the Pharaoh.
Come on, Kakarot! Now, don't waste this opportunity. Hit him with everything you've got, and don't hesitate.
Vegeta, if I do that, you'll get caught in it too. You won't survive at this distance.
Since when did you start worrying about my losses? I told you to hit him. Don't think about me. If this monster escapes now, he won't give us a second chance. Do it, Kakarot.
Goku started charging his power. His scream shook entire galaxies, and golden energy surged from his body until the charging process was complete. And just as he was about to unleash the attack...
Excellent. Truly, it was a plan worthy of admiration.
Goku's eyes widened.
Thank you, both of you. You truly entertained me. But it seems you have forgotten a simple truth. You wield only a fragment of my power, whereas I am its origin.
A terrifying explosion erupted, completely swallowing Goku. Goku fell from the sky without resistance, but before he could hit the ground, Vegeta caught him in his arms.
Damn it! The entire plan has fallen apart. You bastard, how did you surpass even magic itself?
How naive you are, Vegeta. Your excessive confidence is what I admire most about you. Do you really think a student can deceive his master? You wish to defeat me with magic, when I am the one who established its very first laws. What you used is nothing more than a drop from an ocean whose shore I stand upon.
Silence filled the battlefield for a few moments. Then, a weak voice emerged from within Vegeta's arms.
Vegeta, fusion is still our last chance. My body is suffering because it lacks the magic needed to protect it from his techniques. And you, although magic protects you, do not possess the pure power necessary to match his own. That is why fusion is not an increase in power. It is the completion of what each of us lacks.
Vegeta's eyes widened, but he did not answer. He did not refuse, but neither did he accept.
I know what is going through your mind. And I know you see fusion as if it means abandoning who you are. But the truth is not like that. Strength is not always measured by what one person can carry alone. Sometimes, the greatest strength is knowing when to fight with two souls for a single purpose. Fusion does not diminish your pride. It gives your pride a reason to stay alive.
Vegeta remained silent.
Have you finished trying to convince each other? Unfortunately, time has run out. I will not grant you the opportunity to turn this dream into reality.
A mass of energy gathered above it as he said,
And now, everything ends. The last trace of the Saiyans shall be erased forever.
Just as he was about to release the attack, in a blink of an eye, a sword of energy pierced through the Pharaoh's back and emerged from his chest. The sword remained inside the Pharaoh for a brief moment, then it was withdrawn with incredible speed and returned to its owner. Everyone raised their eyes toward its source, and there stood a man surrounded by an ancient royal aura, firmly holding that luminous sword in his hand.
Vegeta was stunned as he saw Yamoshi standing before him for the first time, but his attention was quickly drawn to the Pharaoh, who had been suffering from the blow. Suddenly he raised his head, and the expression of pain on his face turned into a cold smile before he burst into laughter.
Yamoshi, it seems history loves repeating itself. You have returned carrying the same hope you carried millions of years ago. And yet, that war ended with your entire world kneeling before me.
Yamoshi fixed his gaze upon him without the slightest change in his expression.
History does not repeat itself. It merely gives the tyrant one final chance to witness his own downfall. And this time, not a single trace of you will remain to be written in any history.
Then charged forward like an arrow. But the Pharaoh shattered the sword into fragments of light that scattered throughout space. The Pharaoh smiled mockingly.
You have fallen centuries behind my power, Yamoshi. I am no longer the enemy you once knew.
And I, too, did not come to fight you in the way you remember.
Suddenly he lunged forward with his own body and delivered a direct punch to the Pharaoh's face, sending him dozens of kilometers backwards.
Well done. For a single moment, you made me remember those days.
Yamoshi raised his hand, and an ancient energy emerged, wrapping itself around the Pharaoh's body and binding him tightly from every direction. Then Yamoshi shouted,
Now, move!
At that very instant, a magnificent light appeared behind him. All the angels emerged, standing side by side. Yamoshi's voice thundered through space.
Vegeta, do not waste a single second! Fuse now! This is the only opportunity that will never come again!
The angels then raised their staffs, and pure light flowed from them toward the bodies of Goku and Vegeta. Vegeta felt his wounds disappear within moments, and his full strength returned. But Goku was still lying on the ground. His body did not respond to the healing. Instead, he remained in pain exactly as before.
Impossible. The healing did not reach the core of the damage. The magic that tore apart his body runs deeper than the ordinary healing power I granted them.
The Pharaoh was struggling to break free from the restraints, and everyone could think of only one question. What was the solution now?
Elsewhere, Whis was kneeling beside Beerus's body, holding him with great care. The Supreme Kai approached him and asked,
Whis, is he still alive?
No, he has passed away. But I must preserve his body no matter the cost. Perhaps a moment will come when he is given a chance to return.
Suddenly, an immense light filled the area. The two quickly turned around, and as the light faded, a familiar figure appeared. It was the Grand Priest. Whis froze in place and said in shock,
Father, why have you come? Was what you did not enough?
The Grand Priest did not answer immediately. Instead, he gave a calm smile unlike anything Whis had ever seen. He silently raised his hand, and a pure light surrounded Whis, causing his injuries to disappear within moments. Whis looked at him in confusion.
What happened to you, Father? What does this mean?
That was Yamoshi's healing energy. And now, I have changed after learning the truth. An apology alone is no longer enough. We do not have much time left. I came to offer what remains of myself to this battle, even if it is the last thing I ever do.
He then turned directly toward the Supreme Kai and said seriously,
Supreme Kai, our next mission lies in your hands. You may not realize it, but you are the key.
The Supreme Kai became confused and stared at him in surprise.
Me? How could I possibly be the key?
The Grand Priest merely looked at him with confidence, while silence fell over the area. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Pharaoh continued breaking free from the restraints as Yamoshi shouted,
Hurry! I won't be able to hold him much longer!
Vegeta looked at the angels angrily.
How are we supposed to perform the fusion? The fusion dance requires two bodies moving equally. Kakarot has collapsed. He can't do it.
No one answered, but suddenly he heard an energy surge behind him. It was Goku. He had risen to his feet. With the voice of a warrior, he said,
Vegeta, we'll do it. I won't let this body decide the outcome of the battle, as long as my heart is still fighting.
Kakarot, have you lost your mind? Your body can barely stand. How are you still able to move?
When a battle reaches the point where everyone's fate hangs in the balance, the body stops leading the warrior, and the will begins to lead him. Pain doesn't decide when I fall, I do.
Vegeta stared at him for several seconds. Then he stepped forward as though something inside him had finally broken.
It seems I've spent my entire life fighting to prove that I need no one. But a true prince is not the one who refuses the hand of an ally. He is the one who knows when to reach out in order to protect everyone standing behind him. Come on, Kakarot. Let's end this war.
Goku smiled and took his hand. In the next instant, they began the fusion dance. Their bodies moved in perfect harmony. Their fingers drew closer, and then a tremendous light exploded, covering the entire universe. Everyone held their breath. The angels, Yamoshi, even the Pharaoh himself, who stopped struggling against the restraints for a brief moment. Several seconds passed, feeling like an eternity. Then the light slowly faded. The truth was revealed. No new warrior had appeared. The fusion had failed. The Pharaoh broke free after Yamoshi lost his concentration and burst into laughter.
What a pathetic ending. Even the last hope you clung to has died before your very eyes. And now, it is my turn to bring this play to an end.
But before he could attack, Yamoshi appeared behind him in an instant and locked his arms tightly around him, shouting,
Don't just stand there! Find another solution! Quickly!
He then carried him far away at tremendous speed. The two disappeared into the depths of space, while Goku and Vegeta remained behind, attempting the fusion dance once again. They repeated every movement with even greater precision, but the result was the same: nothing. Goku collapsed, his breathing becoming heavier, while Vegeta clenched his fist in frustration.
Damn it! What is missing? Angels, you are the keepers of these secrets. Tell me, why is the fusion failing?
The angels exchanged confused glances. Suddenly, everyone heard a calm voice coming from behind them.
Perhaps because you are trying to open the wrong door.
The Grand Priest appeared, walking forward with calm steps.
You, what are you doing here?
I admit it. I allowed my pride to guide me, and I realized the truth too late. As long as what I ruined with my own hands can still be repaired, I will not run from my responsibility.
It seems Yamoshi did not defeat your power. He defeated your pride.
Perhaps. And this is the first defeat that feels as though it saved me.
He slowly raised his hand, and the Potara earrings appeared in his palm.
Take them. The fusion dance depends upon the balance of two bodies, but the Potara transcend that condition. Perhaps fate is still granting you one final chance.
Everyone stared silently at the earrings, unable to believe that the same hand which had recently sought their destruction was now offering them the last hope of saving existence itself. Meanwhile, on the other side, Yamoshi continued fighting alone with every ounce of strength he had left, until he began losing control and his breathing grew weaker. At the same time, Goku and Vegeta had already put on the Potara earrings. A faint light appeared, and then nothing.
Impossible! Even the Potara don't work! What is happening?
Wait, the Potara alone will not be enough. The magic separating your energies prevents them from merging naturally. You must wear the earrings and, at the exact same moment, perform the fusion dance. When physical harmony combines with the bond of the Potara, the fusion will overcome the magical barrier.
Then, this is our last chance.
But before they could move, the Pharaoh unleashed a massive attack that swallowed the entire planet. Flames erupted everywhere. The angels were thrown far away. Everyone collapsed. Goku was the one who suffered the most. The Pharaoh walked through the flames with slow, deliberate steps until he stood before them. He said,
"This is the difference between those who dream and those who turn their dreams into reality."
Suddenly, the Grand Priest appeared and wrapped his arms tightly around the Pharaoh's body and shouted,
"Hurry! This creature possesses countless souls! I will not kill him, but I can stop him for a few moments! Do not waste my sacrifice!"
But this time, Vegeta was unable to stand. Speaking to himself, he said in a broken voice,
"Damn it. I feel as if every bone in my body has been shattered. I can't even stand anymore."
But at that moment, he witnessed something unbelievable. Goku, who was far more injured and severely damaged than he was, slowly rose to his feet. With unwavering resolve, he said,
Vegeta, pain doesn't decide when we stop. We do. Come on, Vegeta. Let's finish this battle together.
You still surpass me by one step when it comes to stubbornness, Kakarot. Very well, let's do it.
The Grand Priest increased his power even further, tightening his hold on the Pharaoh and sacrificing his own body as the explosion began. At that very moment, Goku and Vegeta began the fusion dance. With the final movement, a light exploded unlike anything existence had ever witnessed. Within that sacred light, a new figure began to take shape. Absolute silence filled the battlefield. Yamoshi, despite his wounds, finally smiled.
At last, the power that history has been waiting for has been born.
The new warrior appeared, a gaze carrying Goku's wisdom and Vegeta's pride at the same time. At that very instant, the Pharaoh began to regenerate. His body slowly reformed until he became whole once again, and then he saw the one being he had always feared, Gogito. He slowly raised his head and said,
"Remember this moment well, because it is the last moment in which existence will know your name. From this point onward, there will be no battle, only the execution of judgment."
In the other dimension, the Saiyans felt it as well. While they continued performing the final ritual, Gohan smiled and thought to himself,
They finally did it. This is my father, and this is Vegeta. When the two of them unite, even the impossible becomes possible.
And so this episode comes to an end. So which warrior among them will receive the complete power? Write only his name in the comments, and if your prediction is correct, I will upload the final episode as quickly as possible. Thank you for your support, and we will meet again in the decisive finale.